1 in 4 Americans say they do not do a good job recycling and that they're confused about what can be recycled. Sustainability Ambassador Jeremy Walters is joining us right now with some common questions and answers. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Sure. Tell us why it's important that we actually make the effort to recycle in the first place.
Yeah, recycling has a whole slew of environmental benefits. So when we start thinking about how valuable these materials are, both for the environment and the economy, you might have a little bit of a mindset change, right? So think about these materials as a resource, right? Because they're derived from natural resources to begin with. And rather than throwing them away and then having to pull new resources, by recycling, we can reuse them over and over again, conserving those natural resources and lessening the strain on the environment.
Definitely makes sense. So what types of plastics should we be recycling?
Well, I can simplify it. When we're talking about plastics, only recycle rigid plastic containers. Remember those 3 words, rigid plastic containers. So think bottles, jugs, and tubs.
Interesting. And can you share some of the most common myths about recycling plastic?
Yeah, the most common myth that I hear quite frequently is that plastic doesn't actually get recycled. People believe that when you throw it in the bin, that we just throw it away, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. There's a statistic out there that's a little bit misleading. It says only about 5% of plastics gets recycled. And while there's a layer of truth to that, we need to peel back those layers a little bit, and you think about all the plastic around us, a keyboard, the bumper on your car. Not everything can be recycled. So when we look at the stuff that can, a bottle actually, for example, has a recycling rate closer to 30%. And while that's vastly better than 5, there's still room for improvement. And that 30% is because only 30% are even making it into your recycling bin. So we've got to recycle more.
So how exactly will the Polymer Center advance plastic circulation?
Yeah, so we're opening up the Polymer Center in Las Vegas next month. It's the first time a single company is actually going to be collecting plastics at the curb, taking it to a recycling center, and then sending it to the Polymer Center so we can enable bottle-to-bottle circularity. Currently, when you recycle a water bottle, it doesn't usually become a bottle again. It's usually spun into synthetic fibers. You may know it as polyester, so clothing. And once you wear a clothing item for a long time and it's no longer usable, you throw it away and that's where it ends its life. But with Polymer Center, we're going to be taking these bottles and grinding them up into flake and allowing companies who are making more commitments to have recycled content in their packaging purchase the material and make new bottles again. We're keeping these valuable materials in that circular economy. That bottle can become a bottle of every time that it's going through the recycling process now.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I feel like we're just scratching the surface here. So where can people go for more information if they still have more questions?
Yeah, recyclingsimplified.com is a great website. Lots of videos, tips, tricks, activities for the kids. And if there's any teachers out there watching, we do provide free downloadable curriculum.
It's funny, my 6-year-old, she's already very concerned about the plastic in our atmosphere and environment. Thank you so much, Jeremy Walters, for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back.